So just behind me, as you can see here, this huge megalithic tomb. It's actually the Tomb of Hiram, who was supposed to be the ancient King of Tyre, which is this coastal Phoenician city. And he lived around the middle of 900 BC. So it's about 3,000 years old, although it could be much older. It could be Canaanite, it could be an earlier Phoenician origin. There are many other tombs like this apparently that have now been destroyed in the area, which originally were thought to be Byzantine. But Hiram, he was one of the rulers of the Phoenicians in this area, and the great city of Tyre, the Sidon just north of here, or Sidon. There's also, obviously, further north we go, we have Beirut and Baalbek and Byblos quite far up north. But this is interesting because this has many very large megalithic blocks, which we don't find so much in the southern part of Lebanon here. So the fact that it's here, and you can see the old illustrations, but you can see some of these blocks are huge. I mean, the one in the middle at the top there must be, what, 50, 60 tons. It's nothing compared to Baalbek, of course, which is a whole different level of megalithic construction. But we wanted to check this out. It's about an hour and a half hour and a half south of Beirut, just along the coast. You have to come inland a bit. It's just by the side of the road, surrounded by other ruins that we'll have a look at in a moment. But it's kind of just been left to rot, really. But nonetheless, here it is. Let's take a closer look. Just inland from the great Phoenician city of Tyre, we have this. So we have some, largest blocks on the bottom, but the one in the middle at the top there is of real interest, because that's kind of almost like Baalbek style, and that's huge. And that alone is, worthy of a visit. And you can just see it's probably been quite neatly cut. And so this is a hole that goes down underneath the Tomb of Hiram. Now we can't really go down there, but this is a deep cut hole. This is clearly ancient, and this is like a massive underground tomb, probably where the body was buried. We look around the area just directly, just where JJ's standing over there. There's blocks all over the place. If I get up a little bit higher, you can actually have a look. So it's not just a tomb, it's like a construction around this whole area. So this looks like some kind of platform here, like a megalithic platform. That's it's been pretty much just debris grown over, and all down here as well. See like blocks over in the distance there. I'll take a little look in a moment. Got a deep hole in the ground here with some rocks. But yeah, we're just in a small town called Hanaway, I think. And there it is there. That's the main construction of Hiram's tomb. And there was some debate. People think it might be the Hiram that was murdered, who was linked with the founding of the Freemasons, but that's not really the case. Hiram was another king, completely separate. Although the timing is interesting, because the building or rebuilding of Solomon's temple was done around 900 to 1000 BC, the time this was supposed to have been constructed. Let's have a little look here. I mean, hopefully a car will be okay. Yeah, here we go. We see more blocks in the ground here. Actually quite remarkable ones, quite large. Look at these. This is interesting. Let's get over here. So look, you've got massive blocks just lying in the bush here, just next to the tomb. Oh my god, look at this. We've got like an actual other tomb here. It's like a sort of dolmen, really. And we've got other carved blocks here going all the way around. This is probably part of the same Phoenician or Canaanite construction as the main structure over there by the road. But look at this. I did not even know this was here. Wow, it's almost like it's carved out of the bedrock. It's really quite impressive. Wow, this construction is going all the way around this area and down here as well. It's almost like some kind of carving. Wow, this is really interesting. I just didn't realise. So this could be the same people who built Baalbek, which Andrew Collins and I are now thinking it is the Canaanites, the early Canaanites, probably from around 2500 BC. And were they then responsible for this site as well? So we're just here, and you can see more of these blocks, quite large megalithic blocks, just making up the lower part of the Tomb of Hiram area here. And these are really quite interesting, actually. There's been some kind of excavation here. You can see the way they've dug the trenches. There's more blocks just in here. This one's been pretty neatly carved. You can see that here, down here. This is very much in the style of Baalbek, to be honest with you. It's obviously a bit smaller. Actually some kind of T-shaped pillar, that. Over here we have a hold stone, or at least a cut mark on the stone here. So we have a hold stone, or at least a cut mark on the stone. And behind it, it's a very interesting shape again. We find another kind of T-shaped type pillar, recumbent of course. That is intriguing. Let's see if we can get in there. Go back around the way we came. I have to admit, this looks like a pillar from Göbekli Tepe. It's a T-shaped pillar, one piece of stone. That is quite unique and bizarre. Probably a coincidence, but you can see the shape of it going along here. The T part on the edge, on the end. Probably just the coincidence. These are probably all recumbent. It may have been upright. I'm really not too sure. And there's the great Hiram's tomb of antiquity. We have JJ just arriving, and this is interesting because this pillar here is just reminiscent of the classic Göbekli pillars, but not quite the same, obviously. But this whole area here is of interest, and for any megalithomaniac travelling in Lebanon, if you go into Hiram's tomb, just remember to walk behind it and check out what else is there, because there's always something to discover, and we seem to have done so here today. My camera's upside down. Why is my camera upside down?
My camera is too. Look, what the hell?
My camera's gone upside down.
Mine, look.
What the hell?
Look at my buttons. They just...
Mine's gone upside down.
My
This is
buttons
bizarre.
are flipped.